It may release some other objects that reach the planets, and it will continue along its course.
It looked as if it's 20 kilometers, which is huge. It's as big as Manhattan Island.
It is moving at 130,000 miles per hour. It is 12 miles wide and older than our Sun, and it is heading directly into the heart of our solar system. This is 3I/ATLAS, an interstellar visitor that has astronomers around the globe holding their breath. At first, they thought it was just a comet, a rare and exciting discovery, but a Harvard scientist just dropped a bombshell. The latest data shows this object is glowing from the front, not the back, and its flight path is no random trajectory. This isn't a natural event. This is something else entirely. The visitor. You see, our solar system is like a quiet house on a long, dark country road. For most of its 4.5 billion year history, it's been a relatively lonely place. The planets spin, the sun burns, and very rarely does anything from the outside world come knocking. We've had only 2 confirmed visitors from interstellar space before. First, there was Oumuamua in 2017, a bizarre cigar-shaped object that tumbled end over end, accelerating away from the sun as if it had an engine. Scientists were baffled. Then came 2I/Borisov in 2019, which looked more like a traditional comet we'd expect. These were whispers from the great beyond, tiny clues that other star systems existed. Many people got crazy about them, but those objects were small, like pebbles skipped across a cosmic pond. They were fascinating, but they were not game changers. But what has just appeared is not a pebble. It is a mountain. On July 1st, 2025, a network of telescopes called ATLAS, that stands for Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, spotted something new. This automated system scans the entire sky several times a night, looking for moving objects, specifically asteroids that might pose a threat to Earth. It found one, but it wasn't an asteroid, and it wasn't from around here. The math was immediate and undeniable. The object's trajectory was a hyperbola, a wide, open-ended curve that meant it wasn't gravitationally bound to our sun. It was just passing through, a tourist from another star. It was designated 3I/ATLAS, the third interstellar object ever detected. The things nobody tells you is just how different this visitor is. The first numbers that came back were stunning, almost unbelievable. 3I/ATLAS is estimated to be up to 12 miles wide. That's more than twice the height of Mount Everest. To put that in perspective, the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs was likely only 6 miles wide. This new object is 100 times bigger than Oumuamua and 10 times bigger than Borisov. It is a true behemoth, a monster from the interstellar void. And then there's its speed. It's hurtling through our system at a mind-bending 130,000 miles per hour. That's fast enough to travel from New York to Los Angeles in just over 1 minute. This incredible velocity tells a story all on its own. It suggests 3I/ATLAS has been traveling for an incomprehensibly long time, slingshotting past countless stars and nebula over billions of years, each gravitational nudge adding to its momentum. Astronomers traced its path backward into the depths of the Milky Way and came to a staggering conclusion. 3I/ATLAS appears to have come from our galaxy's thick disk. That's a diffuse halo of ancient stars that orbits above and below the galactic plane where our sun resides. The stars in the thick disk are old, really old. This means that 3I/ATLAS itself could be 7 billion years old, or even older. It is an object that was born 2.5 billion years before our own planet even existed. It is a relic from the dawn of the galaxy, carrying with it the secrets of a time before Earth. Initially, the scientific community breathed a sigh of relief. Observations showed it had a coma, a fuzzy cloud of gas and dust, which meant it was likely a giant ancient comet. A spectacular find for sure, but a natural one, a predictable one. But not all things are what they seem. One man, a top astronomer at Harvard University, looked at the same data as everyone else and saw something terrifying. Professor Avi Loeb, a man known for his brilliant but often controversial ideas, wasn't convinced. He had been the one who suggested Oumuamua was an alien probe. Now he was looking at 3I/ATLAS, and he believed this wasn't just another comet. The data, he claimed, pointed to something far stranger, something that was hiding its true nature. A mystery was unfolding, written in the language of orbital mechanics and faint telescopic light. The world's largest telescopes, including the Hubble and the James Webb, were all turning their gaze toward this ancient traveler. They were about to collect a flood of new data that would either confirm 3I/ATLAS as a natural wonder or expose it as something far more unsettling. The first pictures were coming in, and a secret was beginning to surface. What they would find was more bizarre than anyone could have predicted. The wrong kind of light. When you look at a comet, you expect to see one thing, a tail. As a comet gets closer to the sun, the ice on its surface heats up and turns directly into gas, blasting dust and debris into space. The solar wind then pushes this material away from the sun, creating a beautiful glowing tail that always points away from the star. It's a fundamental rule of comets. It's what they do. But 3I/ATLAS isn't following the rules. When the Hubble Space Telescope took its first high-resolution images of the object, astronomers saw something that made no sense. There was a glow, a significant one, but it wasn't trailing behind the object. It was concentrated in front of it. This is the kind of data that makes scientists' blood run cold. A comet doesn't glow from the front. It's like seeing a speedboat with its wake appearing in front of the bow instead of behind it. It's a physical impossibility based on everything we know. The thing nobody tells you is just how bizarre this is. There is no known natural phenomenon that can explain it. Professor A.V. Loeb seized on this anomaly. He argued that if there was no trailing tail, then maybe the object wasn't a comet at all. And if it was glowing from the front, then the light wasn't reflected sunlight. It had to be generated by the object itself. What could possibly cause a 12-mile-wide object to generate its own light from its leading edge? Loeb offered a terrifying possibility, a power source. He calculated that frictional heating from interstellar dust was nowhere near powerful enough. A captured black hole was ruled out. He proposed that the only explanation that fit the gigawatt-level luminosity observed was a nuclear reactor. In his papers, he theorized that 3I/ATLAS could be a massive spacecraft powered by nuclear energy, and the glow was either from its propulsion system or from dust being burned off its forward shields as it traveled. The idea is so far out there that many scientists dismissed it immediately. But the glaring contradiction in the Hubble images remained. The object was glowing the wrong way. And that was just the first piece of terrifying data. The second piece came from its flight path. You see, space is big, truly mind-bogglingly vast. The chances of an interstellar object entering our solar system on the exact same plane as the planets, the ecliptic, are astronomically low. Professor Loeb calculated the odds at about 1 in 500. Yet 3I/ATLAS's orbit is tilted only 5 degrees from the ecliptic. It's flying almost perfectly flat with the rest of the solar system. That's a wild coincidence. But it gets stranger, much stranger. As astronomers plotted its course, they realized it would make unusually close passes to several key planets. It will fly within 18 million miles of Mars. It will make a close approach to Venus and another to Jupiter. Loeb calculated the cumulative probability of a random object having a trajectory that brings it this close to all 3 of these planets. The number was 1 in 20,000, a staggering coincidence on top of another staggering coincidence. It was as if the object was on a sightseeing tour of our solar system, getting a good look at the most interesting planets. Many people are crazy about this possibility, that it's not just a coincidence. The path seems almost deliberate, engineered. Then came the final chilling detail. 3I/ATLAS is scheduled to reach perihelion, its closest point to the Sun, on October 29th. This is when the object will be at its most active, heated to its highest temperature, and revealing the most about its composition. It's the moment every astronomer is waiting for. But there's a problem. On that exact date, the object will be on the opposite side of the Sun from Earth. Our planet and all of our best telescopes, including Hubble and Webb, will be completely blinded by the Sun's glare. We won't be able to see it at its most critical moment. Avi Loeb argues this is the most suspicious detail of all. Is it another unbelievable coincidence? Or is it the perfect time for a craft to perform a hidden maneuver, like releasing probes or braking to stay in our solar system, all while shielded from our prying eyes? This visitor from a long-dead star was beginning to look less like a tourist and more like an invader. Natural wonder or alien machine? The release of this new data split the scientific community in two. On one side, you have the majority of astronomers. They are cautious, methodical, and deeply skeptical of extraordinary claims. They argue that while 3I/ATLAS is incredibly strange, there must be a natural explanation we just haven't figured out yet. The thing nobody tells you is that science often advances by finding things that don't fit. For these scientists, 3I/ATLAS is not a sign of aliens, but a sign that our understanding of comets, especially ancient interstellar ones, is incomplete. They propose theories to explain the anomalies. Perhaps the forward glow isn't a power source, but a result of a strange chemical composition. Maybe the object is rich in frozen carbon dioxide, which turns to gas at much lower temperatures than water ice. This could create an unusual forward-facing jet as it rotates and heats up in a specific way. It's a stretch, but it's not impossible. What about the trajectory? They argue that while the odds are low, coincidence is not a dirty word in science. In a universe with billions of star systems, improbable events are bound to happen somewhere. We just happen to be the ones witnessing it. They believe that calling it alien technology is a leap of faith, not a scientific conclusion. It's an answer born of imagination, not evidence. They urge patience, confident that as we gather more data, the puzzle of 3I/ATLAS will be solved with physics we already know. Then there is the other side, championed by Avi Loeb and a small but growing number of researchers. They argue that to ignore the mountain of coincidences is to be willfully blind. You see, their argument is simple. If it doesn't look like a duck and it doesn't quack like a duck, you have to at least consider the possibility that it's not a duck. 3I/ATLAS doesn't look or act like any comet we have ever seen. Loeb asks, at what point do we stop calling it a natural object with unusual properties and start calling it what it looks like, an artifact? But the theory of a simple alien probe might not be the whole story. As the data has been quietly analyzed by thinkers outside the mainstream, even more bizarre and unsettling ideas have started to surface. One of the wildest theories suggests that 3I/ATLAS isn't a machine at all, but a living thing, a kind of cosmic gardener. This idea, a version of a concept called panspermia, proposes that an ancient civilization engineered this massive object as a biological ark. Its mission wouldn't be to observe, but to seed life throughout the galaxy. The forward glow could be a form of bioluminescence, or the venting of complex organic molecules into space, a sort of cosmic pollen. Its close passes to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter wouldn't be for sightseeing. They would be for dropping its precious cargo into the atmospheres of potentially habitable worlds. This 7-billion-year-old traveler could be the reason life starts on planets. Maybe it's even the reason life started here on Earth billions of years ago, and now it has returned to check on its garden. But not all the wild theories are so hopeful. A far darker interpretation has emerged from the shadows. What if 3I/ATLAS is a weapon? A doomsday machine left over from some ancient, forgotten galactic war. An autonomous sentinel programmed with one simple, terrifying instruction: find and eliminate any civilization that becomes too loud. For the last century, Earth has been screaming its existence into the cosmos through radio waves, television broadcasts, and radar signals. This theory suggests that we may have finally triggered an ancient alarm bell. The object's calculated path, bringing it close to our world, might be its final approach. The mysterious glow could be its weapon system charging up, and its maneuver to hide behind the sun at its closest point might be to mask a final devastating action. It's a truly chilling thought that our greatest achievement, our technological society, could be the very thing that signed our own termination papers. These are the whispers on the fringe, the ideas too wild for the mainstream. But in the face of an object that breaks all the rules, some believe that all possibilities must be on the table. Many people are crazy about the dark forest theory, a concept which suggests that the universe is a dangerous place. Emerging civilizations that announce their presence get snuffed out by older, more powerful ones. In this scenario, a probe like 3I/ATLAS wouldn't be a friendly messenger, it would be a hunter. Its flyby of Venus, Mars, and Jupiter might not be sightseeing. It might be a search for resources or a tactical survey of our solar system's layout. The truth is, we have no idea. We are trying to understand a visitor who may be billions of years more advanced than we are. It's like an ant trying to comprehend the purpose of a superhighway being built over its anthill. The debate rages on in university halls and online forums, a battle between orthodox science and speculative theory. One side represents a universe that is vast, empty, and governed by known laws. The other represents a universe that is ancient, intelligent, and possibly hostile. And hurtling between them is 3I/ATLAS. A 12-mile wide question mark that holds the answer. Soon it may decide to answer us, whether we are ready for it or not. The long silence. So here we are, standing on our tiny blue dot, staring up at a cosmic mystery that defies easy answers. For many people, this all sounds like something straight out of a blockbuster movie. But the thing nobody tells you is that this isn't fiction. The object is real. The data is real. The questions it raises are very, very real. And they are keeping some of the smartest people on the planet awake at night. Let's just talk for a minute. Let's really break it all down because the details are where this story gets truly unsettling. Are we really supposed to believe that an object older than our planet, a relic from a time before Earth was even a cloud of dust, just happened to wander into our specific little neighborhood? That it just happened to slide into our solar system on the exact same flat plane as all our planets, something with odds of 1 in 500? And are we then supposed to believe it just happened to take a perfect tour of our most interesting neighbors, swinging by Mars, Venus, and Jupiter in a cosmic meet and greet with odds of 1 in 20,000? And then, on top of all that, it just happens to schedule its most important moment, its closest, hottest pass by the sun, for the one exact time when we are completely blinded, unable to watch. The thing is, it feels like we are missing a key detail, doesn't it? It's like trying to solve a puzzle when you know half the pieces have been deliberately hidden from you. The sheer number of coincidences is piling up so high that the word coincidence starts to lose all meaning. This object has been traveling for eons, perhaps for 7 billion years, but its arrival in our consciousness feels sudden and violent, and it forces us to confront some deeply uncomfortable truths. The universe we thought we knew, the one that was vast, empty, and silent, might be gone for good. In its place could be a universe that is crowded, ancient, and filled with an intelligence so old and powerful we can't even begin to fathom it. Now, there are two roads this story can go down from here. If Professor Loeb and the other concerned scientists are wrong, then 3I/ATLAS is simply the most spectacular natural object humanity has ever witnessed. It's a messenger from our galaxy's distant past, a frozen time capsule that will teach us about how other star systems form. Imagine a pristine chunk of the ancient galaxy, a sample of the very same material that built the first stars billions of years before our own. Its strange forward glow and its convenient trajectory are just cosmic flukes, a grand celestial magic trick that seems to imply intelligence, but is ultimately just physics and chance. We will study it, we will learn from it, and when it disappears back into the interstellar night, we will be left with a richer, deeper understanding of the cosmos. Our place in it, as the sole intelligence for now, will remain secure. But what if he's right? What if 3I/ATLAS is a probe? Or a ship? What if this is it, the moment we've been waiting for and dreading for centuries? What if it represents the first definitive sign of intelligent life beyond Earth? This is the kind of revelation that would change human history forever, from science and religion to the very way we see ourselves. But the thing nobody tells you is that contact might not look like it does in the movies. It wouldn't land on the White House lawn. Why would it? A civilization that can cross the stars for billions of years wouldn't see us as equals. We would be. Biology. a specimen to be cataloged, a curiosity. It might be a silent, patient flyby from a machine that is so advanced, we can barely even recognize it as technology. It might observe us with sensors we can't detect, gather its data, and then leave, its mission complete, without us ever truly knowing its purpose. Or it may have a more active purpose, a purpose it will reveal only when it chooses to. The fact that we have no way to reach it, no way to communicate with it, and absolutely no way to stop it, leaves humanity in a position it has never been in before, completely and utterly powerless before a visitor from the stars. Our nuclear arsenal would be like firecrackers against a battleship. Our fastest probes would be like snails trying to catch a bullet. We are, for the first time, not the most powerful player on our own home field. The final verdict on 3I/ATLAS hasn't been written yet. The coming weeks and months will be critical as it gets closer to the sun. Even if we can't see it during its closest approach, we will see it before and after. Any changes in its trajectory or behavior will be scrutinized by every observatory on the planet. For now, it remains an enigma, a ghost from another star system, forcing us to ask the biggest questions there are. Are we alone? Is the universe a safe place? And what is that thing, really? The truth is out there, moving at 130,000 miles per hour through the heart of our home. Is it a natural wonder or a sign of something more? Let us know in the comments below. If you believe we are not alone, like this video and subscribe for more answers to the universe's greatest mysteries.